if you launched your first business or a new business in 2025 and you didn't see the results you wanted despite working your ass off, don't go anywhere, because in just 30 minutes, I'm not only giving you the method to shift that instantly, I'm also teaching you the exact system that I use and that I support my clients with to create momentum and grow in business fast. Stick around, because if you actually want to grow your business in 2026 without continuing to work what's left of your gorgeous butt off, then you won't want to miss the first episode of the Flow and Grow show. Hey, beautiful people, and welcome to the Flow and Grow show. I'm Helen, your business flow and growth mentor, and if you are an ambitious woman in business, launching or building your first business or a new biz, and you want to learn the secrets, the tools, and the techniques that the Flow pros use to hustle smarter, earn bigger, and build a business that actually feels good to run, you are in the right place. And as I'm launching this new channel and this podcast during the last month of the year, I thought it's only fitting that I should kick off episode 1 with a deep dive into how we can not only reflect on 2025 to see how far we've come, but take our lessons and our struggles from the year and flip them into strengths moving forward. Because when you can reflect on where you've been, what you've done, what worked, what didn't, and plan your targets and goals intentionally, you will achieve more than you ever have before. And I've always got a lot done, achieved quite a lot of things in short spaces of time, but mostly it was just a lot of time wasted on shit that didn't matter while I kept myself busy to keep the noise in my head quiet and work myself into the ground until I burned out. And when I started to actually plan my days intentionally with some kind of structure other than an A4 long page to-do list that wasn't getting done this century, let alone in a day like I told myself, I actually started getting more done in less time with less stress. And I was like, oh my God, is this is what being organized actually feels like. Like, how could I live with any other way ever again? Okay. It was so good. I became obsessed with it, obsessed with learning how to plan and manage my time and energy better, how to optimize my focus, increase my output, enforce boundaries on my time. And the biggest, hardest, but most impactful thing was learning how to prioritize tasks that actually get results. And one of the biggest issues that I see with women who come to me to help them reset and reboot their business is they're really driven, they're hard workers, and they mostly keep on top of things, but it's kind of still organized chaos. They're still planning in their head or just one day at a time in a planner, and they've got a general direction, but they're still kind of guessing. And that sort of approach is only going to get you so far before you get jammed up in all the chaos and it gets overwhelming and you get stuck. Because when you think about it, running a business is kind of like playing chess. You've got to think about where you want to end up and how you're actually going to get there. If you want to win, you've got to be thinking 10 steps ahead. All right, what's your next move? What might happen next? And when you get in the swing of daily planning, then you can start thinking better. All right. So before 2024, I got really obsessed. And this is what I challenge you to do. I wrote out all the big picture things I wanted to achieve over the next 5 years. I broke away 2 things that were possible in the next 2 years and broke that down to one goal to focus on for the following year. And that was the start of a roadmap. And now look, I don't want these podcast episodes to just be lovely, interesting, and look, let's be honest, sometimes weird and definitely hilarious. But just things that you listen to on your headphones or while you're half zoned out driving in your car and then you do nothing with it. They are literally free trainings to support you to level up your business and yourself, because I honestly believe every single woman who wants to start a business and create that time, freedom, and flexibility for their family absolutely should be able to do that no matter what, which means I will always put out high value free trainings as much as possible. So use it. Grab a pen, grab a notebook, and let's do this right now. Start by listing your first 5 top goals you want to achieve in the next 5 years. Take away 2 that you know you can achieve in the next 2 years, and pick one that will be your big focus for 2026. Next, you're going to map out all the things that you need to do to achieve those goals. The ingredients to the magic potion that you need to gather on your quest, so to speak. Okay, so for an example, a goal of mine, not my big number one for 2026, but one of the bigger ones is to run my first live in-person event. And yeah, I kind of just put that out there for the first time ever. So I guess I probably gotta have to do it now, right? But anyways, your big picture goal is going to be up to a 12-month slog, okay? It's a big one. So we look at breaking it up into smaller parts. Writing Run a Live event on a sticky note and pinning it to a vision board, just not going to cut it, babe, okay? Not even if you print out a lovely AI pic of you doing a TED Talk stage, a TED stage talk, and you put it on your vision board next to the sticky note, okay? Still not going to cut it. You need to have a plan. When you're working out the smaller steps, you can just brain dump it all out onto one sheet and then sort them into 3 columns of easy done, little tricky, hell of a lot of work, or variations of those easy, medium, hard level words, okay? Or you can just sort them into the columns as you think of them. Whatever's easy, either works for me depending on how my brain wants to brain on the day. But basically, I do this not just working out my year plan, but with every plan, a project, an assignment due, a book I'm writing, the house that I'm cleaning, like everything. And we do this because the harder tasks might take longer to complete and master and probably need to be broken down into more micro tasks spread out over time, which means you should be starting them sooner in your plan, whereas the easier tasks that don't take long to complete can be put on your plan a little bit later in the year. And I really hope so far this is making sense to you, how it's translating from my brain into words. If not, comment, DM me. I will make sure you understand this step because it is really important, all right? Trust me, I screwed this up before and it cost me a lot of time wasted. But yes, for the live event example, it might look a little bit something like this. So easy task, decide on a name, a basic promo outline, decide what day, month, time, etc., a basic budget, get clear on what the event's going to be about. Is it going to be catering? Am I charging or is it free? All of these little bits and pieces that don't take a lot of time or energy, and a lot of them don't need to be decided straight away. Then, of course, there's the things that take a little bit more time, like planning the event out a bit better, sorting catering out and the venue, if that's what you're doing, putting together like an ABC plan, a risk management plan, creating assets for the events like slides. Like I said, anything takes a little bit more time and effort. And then there's the ones that take lots of things, like actually learning how to speak in public properly, building out the complete daily flow, practicing, creating and implementing the entire promotion plan, like all of those things, funnels, ads, landing pages, ensuring that you've got all the equipment for the day hired or purchased, and backup plans for tech and everything is in place. And once you've got that, you can plan backwards, okay? So the tasks that will take more time, effort, and learning, you spread out across the year, starting early to make sure you get them all done. And the other tasks that can mostly wait till the end of the year, we pop them further along. Now, the first time I did this, I did struggle a bit to work out what should be done where. And honestly, I just winged it and kept adjusting shit every other week or every other month as I went. So I get it if it seems a bit overwhelming. Don't stress about getting it all right. It is just a general idea. And the truth is, you've got to start somewhere. And if you take too long to try and make everything perfectly planned out, you will lose what is left of your sanity, and you just have to change it all anyways when life happens and throws everything out the window. So just start somewhere, learn as you go, reflect, pivot, build on your skills. Another thing you can do is just think about how much time and effort these tasks would take, okay? So things that would take, a couple hours, a day or two tops, they're your easier tasks. Something that might take a couple of weeks are your medium tasks, and those ones that will take like a month or more, they are your harder tasks. And at the end of the day, however you work it out, you just really need to make sure you're spreading everything out so you can get them completed before any deadlines are in place, any launches that have to be done by a certain date. You've got your tasks spread out, so you are making sure that you are completing everything on time and everything's flowing as best as it possibly can. Another thing you want to do is make sure you're not putting too much on your plate, okay? Look at what you can realistically complete each month, because honestly, something I've struggled a lot with in the past, and see like every other highly ambitious go-getter woman do this, is you think you can do 10 times more than you humanly possibly can, and when you don't, you think you've not done enough, even though if you took the time to look at everything you've done, you've probably done the work of like 3 people. So there's that. And yeah, before we move on to the next step, I'm going to tell you what not to do based on my own experience last year, and that is don't go nuts and think you can map out a whole year week by week. life will happen, your plans will change, and it will cause unnecessary stress if you try to control shit too much. Like I said before, okay? So this basic outline is really all you need to just get started. Now I'm going to give you the steps to my signature grow analysis process. This is what I do with my clients when they start working with me, and I do this with myself at least every quarter. Full disclaimer, it's basically a SWOT analysis, but I like to be different, and I came up with a much cooler acronym, okay? Now, it's a bit of a long process to go into now, but I do have something epic for you linked in the show notes. It's free access to my Biz Reset and Reboot bundle, which includes the full guide and the template for the grow analysis, a fill-in-the-blank yearly planner, and a couple other bonus resources to set you up for success going into the new year. So definitely grab that to help you. But basically, what you're going to do is you're going to note down all of your greatness. These are your strengths, the things you're good at, the stuff that's working well. Then you're thinking about your restrictions, so weaknesses, things that are holding you back. Next, you're looking for your openings. These are opportunities that are wide open for you to tap into, and the warnings, threats to your success, your plan, your business that are already apparent or might pop up and derail you. And once you get clear on these things, now there's going to be a few other items to add to your yearly overview plan. So for example, if you listed content creation and consistency as one of your restrictions because you struggle with it, you're going to want to have improved content and strategy as a goal. Maybe that's medium or hard level. You do you, break it down into smaller steps to suit you where you're at, okay? So it's like I have a simple content strategy that I teach my clients when they're just sort of getting their bearings with social media. It ensures it's simple, easy, and it helps them stay consistent with less time, less effort, less stress, not much tech advice, whatever. And then we build on that over time to include, more content, better strategies, AI, all of that sort of thing. So if that was what you were including in your plan, those are the sorts of steps that you might break it down into. Then once you have your basic plan locked in, you know your weak spots that you need to work on and your strengths and opportunities that you can lean into. Now we're going to get a little more detailed, but only to plan out the next month. In this case, if you're watching in December and you're doing your 2026 plan along with us, we'll start this for January, okay? So look at what your goals are for the month, note down important dates, deadlines that you need to consider, and then map out each week by breaking down your big monthly goals into daily targets, okay? And that's basically it. There you have it. Like, you have a basic overview of your entire year mapped out. You have the first month ahead of you mapped out in a bit more structure. And then you can just sort of plan as you go, adjust, pivot as needed. Because the next part in the process is to lock in a regular plan to reflect, okay? And honestly, look, I reflect on my plans and goals every day. When I wake up in the morning, I check over my current plan, my project plans to see if I've missed anything. I'm always looking over my weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly goals as well. And the big picture scan is not always about evaluating things. Sometimes it's just to keep my big vision in mind, okay? So my plan is kind of like my vision board, all right? I have it up on my bedroom wall where I can look at it first thing in the morning, last thing before I go to bed at night. Then every Sunday, I reflect on my progress over the week, see what worked well, what didn't, what needs adjusting. And I do this monthly and quarterly also, okay? It's super important because if you're not reflecting on your progress and adjusting what's not working, your plan will be derailed. You'll waste time on shit that's not working. You'll end up going full steam ahead, often in the wrong direction, missing important pit stops and tasks because somewhere things changed, life happened, you got a little bit behind and you didn't keep looking at the plan, okay? And that is exactly why after last year's attempt to plan every bloody week in advance in perfect order was derailed by loved ones passing away, adults with child brains on power trips, and 75 billion other things that happened, all right? So I decided for 2026, I'm doing it different. All right, I'm building out my basic overview and I reflect on my plans and my goals and everything daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, anyways, okay? So that's just how I'm doing it this time because it makes more sense to save all that time and energy and stress to just do that skeletal outline and then plan each quarter, month in more detail as I approach each one. And look, at the end of the day, it's just, this is what I do. This is what works for me, and, you know, my systems that I've pieced together through, you know, different things that I've learned, making it my own, adding my sparkle, figuring out my own little way to flow. You can take what I've told you, make it your own, do things a little differently, whatever works for you, just do it though, okay? Get intentional and make a damn plan. If you ever want to see the results in your business that your hard work deserves, you've got to stop guessing and stop winging things. You're wasting too much time and energy figuring out every step as it comes your way, and it's exactly why things get on top of you. You wind up going non-stop yet somehow not seeing the results, you know, to match your pace. And look, I beat procrastination with planning. I beat constant brain fog and overwhelm with planning. And I'm determined to help as many women in business as possible to turn their fire, their talents, and that unrelenting drive they have to make their business work and actually channel that into making moves that get results that they've bloody earned. And I hope this episode, it really does help you reset and level up your business ready for 2026, okay? You have everything you need right here inside this episode and the free bundle that you're grabbing. If you follow the steps, you stick to the plan, I guarantee by this time next year, you will have made massive leaps in your business and in your whole damn life, all right? But if you are serious about making 2026 your year to grow your socials, your sales, and grow your damn self into the woman you know you can be, then I have exactly what you need inside my new Flow and Grow Business Accelerator, all right? This is a focused 6-week private mentorship where we go through your business. We use the exact Biz Reset and Reboot Method that I've taught you today. I help you identify the sneaky sabotages that you might miss on your own. And then together we lock in a simple, manageable plan using my proven sales and systems growth method. And yes, this method is guaranteed to get you results because it works around your actual life and your capacity. Some clients are doing it for 30 minutes a day and they're still getting incredible results. One of my clients recently, she increased her sales so fast that she ranked high enough to become a team leader in her industry within 2 weeks of doing this. Later that month, she'd increased her sales again, improved her social reach and engagement like constantly. She'd completely upgraded her content, her consistency was locked in, and she placed 3rd highest in her entire state for 2 categories in her business. And look, you can absolutely do this on your own. You have all the steps, you have the framework, you have the resources. But if you're like me and every other ambitious woman that I work with, and you're done doing it the slow, long, hard way on your own, and you want clear steps, accountability, and hell yeah, you got this cheerleader attitude in your corner, come be in my space, all right? The first round that I'm opening this program is small. There's only 9 spots available because it's really high-level support, and it's discounted, like shitload discounted for the launch. So yeah, can't take everyone on, unfortunately, for this round. This is for the women who are just, they're done trying to follow 10K month advice when they haven't even hit 2K months. They're done with shiny promises and smoke and mirrors, and they just want real, no bullshit advice and plans that actually work in their real life, okay? They want milk that tastes like real milk. All right, sorry, couldn't resist myself, 90s kid joke. If you know it, or there's another fun one that you remember from your childhood, just like drop it in the comments just for, you know, fun. We've all got these things that just live rent-free in our head that pop up randomly, like right now in the middle of a podcast episode. Back to the point at hand. If you are ready to make shit move, to get visible and to make more sales without burning yourself into the ground any longer, the link to the program, it's in the show notes. Check out the details. And if you're thinking, yep, this is exactly what I need, book a chat and I will walk you through the application process, see if it's a fit, and talk about the program. And one last thing before you click away and go do the amazing things you've got to do, I would appreciate so much if you love this episode, like, subscribe, follow, share this on your socials, okay, to help get this little show that's hell-bent on making big impact out there to help as many women in business as possible. Because I believe that together we can build powerful women running powerful businesses in 2026 that flow easier, grow faster, and fucking flourish. All right, so let's get your business growing properly. And until next time, remember, you've got this and I've got you. Peace, love, take care. Beautiful.